Hi, I'm Achara with PSRPA, and welcome to Civics Explained. Today we're talking about two local government bodies that quietly shape almost everything about where you live: planning commissions and zoning hearing boards. Zoning is your community's rulebook for land use. It decides what can be built where, how tall buildings can be, and how much traffic, noise, or open space is allowed. These rules are meant to protect public health, safety, and neighborhood character. Planning commissions focus on the long view. They review subdivision and land development proposals, recommend zoning changes, and help create the comprehensive plan, which is a big picture guide for growth over the next 10, 20, or even 30 years. While they usually don't make final decisions, their recommendations strongly influence what elected officials approve. Zoning hearing boards are different. They're quasi-judicial bodies that hear individual cases and interpret the zoning law as written. Their members are appointed by the municipality but operate independently. They decide requests like variances, special exceptions, and zoning appeals, and their decisions are legally binding unless appealed to court. These requests are made for projects that don't fit into the specifically outlined uses in a particular area. An example could be that you wanted to build a commercial building closer to the lot line than allowed, or a developer wanted to build an industrial facility in a non-industrial zone. Here's how a typical zoning hearing works. First, the applicant must notify nearby property owners and advertise the hearing. At the hearing, the board chair opens the case and swears in everyone who will testify, including residents. Because this is a legal proceeding, all testimony is under oath. The applicant, often with an attorney or engineer, presents their request and supporting evidence such as maps, traffic studies, or expert testimony. Board members then ask questions to determine whether legal standards are met. For example, a variance must show unnecessary hardship, while a special exception must meet specific criteria in the local zoning ordinance. Next comes public testimony. This is where residents matter most. You can ask questions or present evidence like photos, traffic observations, flooding issues, or firsthand knowledge of the neighborhood. Because testimony is sworn, your input carries real legal weight. The applicant may respond, and the board will either vote at that meeting or issue a written decision later. Why does this matter? Together, planning commissions and zoning boards influence housing availability, industrial expansion, neighborhood safety, traffic, and environmental impacts, especially in communities already facing disproportionate burdens. Many meetings have very few residents present, so showing up can significantly amplify your voice. To get involved, check your municipal website for meeting agendas and public notices. Look for zoning requests or major developments. Review the materials and attend the meetings. When you speak, stay factual and focused on issues like safety, infrastructure, environmental impacts, and consistency with the community's long-term vision. The next time you see a zoning notice in a yard or a meeting agenda online, take a closer look. These boards are not the most exciting, and they are often in the evenings, but they are where some of the most important decisions about your community are made. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.